Today we're going to look at Winchester's new copper impact all copper bullet, and this is in their 6.5 Creedmoor and 125 grain loading. So as a comparison, we're going to shoot it against their normal Deer Season XP 125 grain lead core load. So let's start off with the lead core load. We'll do an accuracy test and get some velocities out of it as well. And we're using today an S20 and 6.5 Creedmoor, like we said, and we'll see how it shoots. So if you're going to use copper bullets, lead-free for deer now, then a 125 grain in the 6.5 Creedmoor is a nice load to have. It does expand, or hopefully will expand. We're actually going to shoot this for targets and velocities, but also we're going to shoot into some ballistic wax to see how it shoots as well. Anyway, this is the conventional XP load. Let's have a look, see how we're shooting. A bit high there. Oh, very mild kicking on that. 2632. Two 671. Oh, nice group. Oh, lovely group. 2713, and that's about 3/4 MOA, which is fantastic. Okay, let's now do a direct comparison with the 125 grain copper impact, all copper bullets. As you see, these, like the XP, which had the very large expanding head or polymer tip on there, this also has very large expanding red polymer tip as well. So it'll be interesting to see when we do the wax testing, the penetration ballistic media, how well it expands. Anyway, that's all. So the lead core was about 2,700 feet per second. Let's see what the copper impact does. Yeah, a bit more, 2807. Copper always seems a bit faster because it engages the rifling and you get more pressure behind it. Two 766, and then finally nice group, 2792. And looking at that, that is almost the same size group, slightly bigger and just slightly to the left. Fantastic. Let's go and look at the target, and then we'll shoot some ballistic media. There you go, that's interesting. That's the difference between the lead cord and the copper Winchester. You see that's the lead cord. That's a nice little group. That's an inch group, that is. That's fantastic, 100 yards. The wind is blowing very heavily, because that's what normally point of impact is here. That's the wind blowing over. And that's the new copper impact. And I think that's good. I mean, copper tends to shoot a little bit larger groups, but you know, that's still just over an inch. I don't think that's bad. Well, that's an inch. Yeah, about an inch group. I think that's very, very good actually. Right, we looked at the accuracy, and both of them were very, very good. The standard lead and the copper bullets on the Winchesters were shot very nicely. And let's got some ballistic media. Let's look how they shoot. This is there's lots of different media you can use. I use soap, I use ballistic gel, and I also use wax. It depends what you actually want to try and achieve. If you shoot like for like, I'm going to shoot the lead in the same conditions, and then we'll shoot the copper in the same conditions. It will give us a good comparison between the bullets. Basically, what I do, I mould it into this primary chamber, and then we have a bullet catcher at the back. So as it goes through, what I like about the wax is it'll actually expand. It'll give the primary expansion, and it doesn't close like gel or ballistic gel does. This will actually give you an expansion, and we can actually measure the volume in water, and then behind will actually catch, and then we can take the bullet out, and we can actually compare the difference between the lead core bullet and the all copper bullet. Okay, so let's go and shoot the standard lead core XP first. Okay, so we've actually shot the ballistic media now. I've split them open, and what we will reveal inside, look at that, lovely. That is now the wound channel and how the bullet has performed downrange. So we'll go through all the salient features of that for the lead cord and the all copper variety. Okay, let's go and have a look, see what the lead core bullet retained weight is after it's been through the ballistic media, and then we have bang on 88 grains is remaining from the 125 initially. Then we do the copper impact, all copper, and there we have a retained weight of 105 exactly. But we also had a few little petals left, and these were from we found in the media, and they'd broken off from the met plat or tip of the bullet, so we'll put those on, and that's an additional 13.4 grains to add to the copper impact weight. Okay, let's do some measurements now of the lead core bullet. Overall length is from the base to the met plat is 1.294 of an inch. Bullet diameter is 0.2630 of an inch. And if you look closely here at the actual bullet itself, it's a flat base design. You have a cannula more than a third way up here, and a large charcoal tip. And that tip actually is 0.3240 of an inch long, and with a diameter of the base of 0.1920. Okay, let's go and have a look now at the bullet dimensions as it's been through the ballistic media. So if we measure the maximum height, that is 0.3920. And if we go for it's quite tricky, for the maximum expansion, it's probably about there, that is 0.5935 of an inch. Right, okay, let's look at the all copper version now, and we'll do an overall length, the copper impact, and being copper it will be longer. So now from the base to met plat we have 1.4205 of an inch, and the diameter of the bullet is slightly more, 0.263, no, 230, there we are, it's just my measuring, 3035 of an inch, slightly more. And as you can see, the overall design has a more pronounced boat tail. The cannula is further up because the overall length is longer, because copper weighs less than the lead core bullet, obviously. And you have a different tip to the met plat as well. And this is a sort of bright red colour. It's clear as well. And this, when you actually look, when you'll see in the section variety, has a small hollow point underneath, and that starts the expansion of the bullet. Okay, let's actually look at the expanded bullet now. And we'll just zero here. So overall length now is a lot longer than the lead cord, obviously, because it hasn't expanded right down, mushroomed. And now you've got 0.7325 of an inch length. And the maximum expansion on the top or tip is, let me have a look, probably about there, is 0.4640 of an inch. So let's look a little bit closer at the Deer Season XP lead cord bullets and how it's performed in the ballistic media. And as you see here, we had a complete overall penetration of 9.75 inches. That's 7 inches plus the bullet catch at the end. And you can see the initial expansion started here at 0.75 of an inch, and then came into a beautiful classic mushroom bullet here. And as we said, the final diameter of that was 0.5930 of an inch, and overall height squashed right down to 0.3920 of an inch, and causes this lovely symmetrical deep wound channel in the ballistic media, which also transfers to a similarity into the beast you're shooting, and then carries on as it's dumped all the energy into a linear path as it exits the ballistic media here. Overall volume, as you measured, was 89 mils, and from the width of the actual wound channel maximum was about 1.25 of an inch. Very classic lead cord bullet expansion. So let's go and have a look at how the copper impacts did by comparison. Right, now we've got the copper impact, and immediately you can see a complete difference from the XP bullet. Here you have a very, very long, linear and very deep impact. We actually had 13.25 inches overall penetration into the bullet catcher at the back, which is incredible. The expansion started a little bit later as expected, about an inch compared to 0.75 of the lead core variety. And you had an overall very uniform, linear, but much smaller wound channel, 63 mils compared to 89 of the XP bullet here. But this is primarily due to the fact that the 125 grain bullet retains 105 grains of its initial bullet weight, along with 13.2 grains, I think, of the petals which we found outside here. And that actually drives through the momentum, giving that deep penetration. And that very uniform, linear, it's 0.085 of an inch width here compared to 1.25 maximum of the XP bullet. As you said, the bullet is much, much longer. It's the final diameter was 0.4645 and the overall length was still long at 0.7325. So basically what these tests are doing is, if you shoot in a where you have to shoot copper bullets or lead-free bullets, then the copper impact will do very, very, very nicely for you, and it will give, as you've seen on the targets, good accuracy, great penetration, and probably it's better for the larger species deer. But if you're shooting smaller species deer and you want instant expansion and you're not restricted to copper bullets, then the Winchester Deer Season XP may be the right bullet for you. Anyway, we're just doing this to show you how these particular bullets perform, and hopefully we'll test some more in the future for you.